A rogue taxi gang forced a British couple visiting the city to hand over $470 for a 10-minute journey, after knocking the price down from $900. Craig Nichols, 30, and his fiancée Ellie Austin, 24, were scared into handing over the cash to the two men who picked them up outside JFK Airport. And now police are hunting for the men who conned the pair into handing over passport details and their address before falsely claiming the massive sum was due to new city-wide tolls. Shaken Mr. Nichols, a Tesco worker, handed over the money for fear of being attacked or robbed of the engagement ring he had in his suitcase to propose with during the holiday. The dad of two has now spoken out to warn other British tourists of the dangers of rogue taxi gangs and encourage holidaymakers to stick to yellow cabs. Mr. Nicol, from Derby, said, "I knew it was supposed to be $50 or $60 but I started to get scared. There was two guys and I had no idea what they were going to do. He got my missus out of the cab but kept me in there. I was worried they'd drive off with the bags, or they had a weapon. I just thought that our health and safety was worth more than any money." He was going on and on about how his boss would get involved, and while he wasn't physically forceful, he was trying to scare me. In the end he said he'd drop it to $470 and in the end I gave him it. I was shaken up and upset and scared. The pair had saved up for months to afford the trip from Manchester Airport and were exhausted when they landed in New York earlier this month. They claimed that a man stood in the airport entrance, offered them a cab to their hotel, and Mr. Nicol assumed it would go on the meter and cost $50. The pair later realized they should have been suspicious when he led them away to a private car park away from the taxi rank and into a minibus driven by a second man. He asked them for the $20 for the parking fee, which they presumed would be taken off the bill, and told them they'd sort the fare when we get there. The driver asked for Mr. Nicol's passport details, address and date of birth, and in hindsight he thinks this was to lull him into thinking he'd be tracked down. He recalled, "He started explaining to us that there were new toll fees for going between Borough and over bridges. He then told me to take me to Manhattan, it was going to be $900. Me and the missus couldn't believe what we were hearing. I told him to pull over. We only had $900 total. I panicked. I had an engagement ring in the back in the bags." It was at that point they realized they had only traveled 4 miles and, when they explained the situation to subway staff, they were given a ticket to Manhattan for free. The couple called police, who took statements when they returned to the airport 5 days later. Mr. Nichols added, "The cops said they had heard of these people and they had heard of people losing their luggage when they drive off. They absolutely hustled us." His parents sent the couple £400 to get them through their holiday, and he went on to propose to Miss Austin during the break, at the top of the Rockefeller Center. He said, "Obviously it was a brilliant holiday, but the scam did take the shine off it. The copper was honest with us and said we weren't going to get our money back. They said you need to stick to the yellow cabs. Now we know that and just want to warn other people who might not know."